This just in as well. Judge Scott McAfee has dismissed 6 counts in the election interference case in Georgia, including 3 involving former U.S. President Trump. Joining us now is former Director of National Intelligence, John Ratcliffe. And thankfully, you're a lawyer, and you've had a few minutes to digest this a little bit to help us understand, what does this mean?
Well, good to be with you, Dana. Yeah, I haven't really had a chance to look at it in detail, but this is akin to, in federal court, a motion for more definite statement. It's called a special demurrer in the state of Georgia. But essentially what it is it's the various defendants saying, look, you've accused us of violating the law, of specifically of violating our oath, but you haven't told us how our conduct matches up with something that we should be held criminally responsible for. And here the judge agreed. The judge said, you didn't provide enough specificity in how you pled this. And so he quashed them or dismissed these counts. It's not a dismissal of the entire case. I think, if anything, my first take is that really sort of lends itself to the argument that the special prosecutor Wade, in this case, is inexperienced in these types of cases and didn't plead it properly, and as a result, these counts are being dismissed. So it's a victory of sorts, certainly for former President Trump and all of the defendants that are affected by the ruling, but the case will continue in part.
And we await the same judge's decision about Fani Willis and her staying on the case. Does this decision today, what he has just put forward, give you any sort of clue as to what he's thinking on that point?
I think it certainly doesn't hurt the notion that both Fani Willis and her boyfriend, Special Prosecutor Wade, have acted inappropriately here, and some of the things that have been alleged are proving to be true. He's an inexperienced prosecutor in these cases. That's a reflection of what the judge just ruled on. I think this is, frankly, an easy call in terms of disqualification of at least her and Mr. Wade from this case, if not an entire dismissal of the case.
Got it. We also just heard from Chad Pergram, where the House of Representatives, where you used to be, has voted quite overwhelmingly. 332 was the last count that we had just before we came to air with you. And that is a pretty bipartisan effort in the House of Representatives, saying that the United States Congress wants China to just divest from TikTok by figuring out a way to do that sale, and then TikTok can continue. Do you think that the threat is worth going through all of this, the national security threat about China having control over this app?
Well, I do 100%. In full disclosure, Dana, I was the DNI that did the national security threat assessment on TikTok for CFIUS, the Committee on Foreign Investment in the U.S., back in the summer of 2020. It was my recommendation that was the basis of President Trump's executive order at that time, based on our assessment that, number one, that the parent company of TikTok, ByteDance, was controlled by the CCP, and two, that the algorithms used and the information collected did pose a significant national security threat. President Biden rescinded that order, as you know, after there was a legal challenge to it. But, I completely supported Congressman Gallagher's bill here. I do think that TikTok has proven over the last few years that it's even more of a national security threat than when we assessed in 2020. And so I think this is a very good development. I certainly hope that the resounding bipartisan margins here will spur Senator Schumer to allow a vote on this over in the Senate. This would be good for our national security posture. And as you were talking, a little birdie in my ear told me that the bill has officially passed. Now over to the Senate, and we will see what they do. John Ratcliffe, thank you for your time and that quick thinking on the Georgia case. You bet.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.